alright, let's try something different this morning. Instead of obviously opening cards, I'm going to show off my display. So up we go and around here. Look, I'm quite happy with my display really. I'll show you the whole thing in detail. I'm going to kind of start in a certain area. I hope you can hear me. Going to kind of start in a certain area and then just kind of go across. So look, if I kind of sort of pan out a little bit so you guys can see, I've sort of got Decepticons over this side. This is the area sort of basically behind my gaming setup here. And then it goes, if I kind of take that, and then it kind of goes sort of around here like this. I don't have a lot of space, it is what it is, but I will kind of walk through slowly and show you. So this is my display as at June 2025. I am in my theatre room, so there's the front, as you can see. You see all those opened boxes of cards down there. That's ridiculous, isn't it? So this is obviously where I do my recordings. I know it's not much of a setup, but it's mine, okay? It's like what that thing they say about Marines, when Marines go, there are many rifles like it, but this one is mine. Well, this is mine. Not bad all in all, is it really? Look, I've been through, I've actually got one here as well. This is unopened. I'm probably going to crack that in a day or so if I'm being honest. I do have more coming, mind you. Over there, if you look and see, right, so I've got the collector's edition of the of Kayou's Transformers 40th anniversary. That's the box on the left on the table there. So there's 3 cubes inside that box. There are 32 cubes stacked next to it. So 3 cubes, 35, and then this one will make 36 cubes I will have opened. Mental stuff. And I've got more coming. Obviously you can see all the Series 3 boxes to the right of it. And then on the left you've got Series 2 boxes on that other smaller table and the Transformers 1 boxes. Anyway, we're not looking at that today. We're looking at my collection. So I'm going to start kind of over here with the Decepticons, and then I'll kind of go through to the Autobots on the other side. So these are kind of in a display. I don't have a lot of space, so pardon me. That is sort of behind my gaming area here. So these are, yeah, the Decepticons, kind of how it starts. So I kind of have a bit of a separation here where obviously you've got Galvatron on one side and then Megatron on the other. You know, you'll obviously see cards littered throughout. These display stands, I wanted to mention them, but they're not ideal. I mean, they don't really look great or anything like that. They're from IKEA, but the good thing about them is that they're really cheap. You get one of those stands for like 30 bucks or something like that. They're also nice and sturdy, they're pretty good. So it's sort of cheap, convenient, they're easy to put together. It is what it is, right? Like, I wouldn't mind obviously a nice glass one. That would be a lot nicer to look at, but pretty pricey as well. And obviously if it was something like glass, it would feel really fragile. So, I mean, mostly it's an in-box collection, but obviously you can see I've got some loose figures, like I've got some blockies and some pop mart figures, all of that, like little Galvatron there, you know. But, I mean, for some parts of this I will shut up and just kind of show you the you know, how things are looking. So, yeah, this is my Galvatron area. Obviously there's not really a lot there. And then it becomes sort of Megatron. Now obviously because of my fondness for Megatron, he kind of goes on a little bit further as well. Obviously I've got a bit more space to get another nice box or two in there, you know, but kind of gives you an idea. I kind of like looking at it as well, like obviously when you look at some boxes you are reminded of what you might have gone through to get them, you know. Like obviously Galvatron, the 86 Galvatron I picked up from Collector Zone here in Perth. Not really too long ago, if I'm being honest, you know. Most of the Yellow Park ones, like this Yellow Park AMK Pro Megatron, this is still bagged up. I haven't unboxed him. I think there's something to be said for having a nice, obviously still mint in box. I mean, still wrapped as well. Copy of Megatron AMK Pro. Yellow Park do outstanding figures, they really do. Anyway, so that's Megatron. He continues obviously along there. I've got obviously there's a little bit of Transformers 1 Megatron in there, but not really my main source of inspiration, if I'm being honest. So the figures do look obviously pretty good. Mainly, obviously, I'm all about G1 and 86, you know. So obviously, once they bring out 86 Megatron, which I believe is going to be in the coming months, I'm going to have to get one of them pretty soon. As you can see, obviously, up there, I don't have any of the Constructicons yet, the 86. I know they're out there, but I live in Western Australia, so we're a little bit behind the times in more ways than one, aren't we, really? So, anyway, if I could, so I'm going to go down a bit now. We're going to have a little look at Starscream. Hope you can still hear me. Little bit of a look at Starscream and just kind of giving you an idea of what I've got, you know. So, going across, obviously Starscream because I like him and all. And you can see obviously the my copy of the Starscream CR from Series 3, which I unboxed just the other day. One of the Cybertronian 11. I do kind of like having the nice cards up front there. Obviously pushed a few of the boxes back a little bit to be able to kind of get that. Really happy with how it looks. If I move on, obviously again here you can see very much the same with my little Soundwave shrine. Obviously having that BP of Soundwave from Series 3, obviously right there really looks the part, you know. You can see obviously you can see a lot of Dynamite's cards here as well. I don't think it's a good reflection on Dynamite, if I'm being honest, you know. Like you've got these nice Kayou cards and then you've got obviously very plain looking Dynamite cards next to them. It's what it is, right? So if I go down here to the bottom, obviously you've got Thundercracker and then Skywarp next to each other. Mostly it's a mint in box collection. I do have some unboxed Transformers elsewhere, like in my basically in the bedroom. This is the theatre, but for the most part, you know, because I don't really open up the cards, the Transformers anymore. I don't obviously play with them. I'm 51 years old, so I like having a mint in box collection. You know what it is these days? You're just trying to find meaning in this world, really, aren't you? You know, and if I get meaning from this, all the better for me, right? So this is basically obviously all of the Decepticon area, you might say. They're all together here, right? You know, I like it. I do. You know, there's a couple here. Obviously, I've got duplicates. You can see Sweep there on the right hand side of Cyclonus. I've got another one behind it. Anyway, and you can see obviously more members of the Cybertronian 11 are around as well, like obviously Blitzwing there. Really like that one. And like I said before, obviously Starscream. Now we're going to start getting to the Autobots. So obviously I've got like a Unicron up there and all. We're starting to get some sort of some of the Junkians here and all. But it starts kind of with the Dinobots down here. So obviously a little bit of Grimlock down over here. Sorry, I'm going to kind of get the other side of the cable here. Alright, my card stores are down here as well. Got some more over there. Some of my binders here. You know the drill. Alright, so yeah, some of the Dinobots are here. Pretty happy with it all in all, really. I would like to get a nice Grimlock card, you know. But I do have obviously all of the Dinobots, as you can see. Though obviously, if I'm being honest, a bit annoyed how they keep changing the style of the packaging. Kind of wish they would have just settled on one, but it is what it is, right? There's that expression again. So yeah, moving across, obviously now I've got Hot Rod and Rodimus Prime up over there. Again, sort of pretty happy really. I do like my collection, but when you get a collection like this, obviously it's like always evolving. It's never really quite complete, you know. Yeah, so Springer, we've got blasters here as well, all looking pretty good. Now if I go down over here, obviously Ironhide, so you can see the Ironhide, so I can move that a little bit. Obviously you can see the Ironhide card front and centre there, no worries at all. These are both mint in box as well. This is like the limited edition steelbook of the 4K remaster. I think they brought that out obviously at the 35-year anniversary of the 86 movie, and this is like the Xavi exclusive limited edition, something like that, but neither of those have been unwrapped. I do have the normal 4K, so I didn't want to unwrap them for that, you know. It's nice when you've got obviously things like that. They do become quite treasured for you, really, you know. So obviously Ironhide is here. Great character. Obviously, as you can see, I've gotten a few non-86 ones, like obviously Ironhide from the Bumblebee movie. You know, it's alright, it's okay. And the Masterpiece there as well. Not too bad. Okay, now we're going to move over to Optimus. So it kind of makes sense, really. Like, that's how I prefer to do it. Decepticons in one corner of the room, of the display, one side. They start on one side and then the Autobots over the other. So obviously, much the same with Megatron. I've got a fair bit of Optimus obviously here. He just keeps kind of going and going a bit, really, you know. But obviously pretty happy with it, you know. I don't really intend on selling any of this, you know. Just because, again, like I said, it kind of gives my life meaning a bit, really. Isn't that sad? Yeah, it is a little bit. What are you going to do? So yeah, look, I'm obviously pretty happy. I bought this one not long ago off eBay. I know it's one of the PR cards, like the promotional cards. I think you get them when you buy binders or something like that. Off AliExpress, haven't bought any of those yet. You know, I usually only use the Ultra Pro binders. You've seen them in a few of my videos. Pretty happy to have 86 Optimus, of course. Obviously nice to get a couple of YOLO packs. Both of them are still boxed up. This one I haven't opened up yet. That's the normal AMK Optimus. And that one up there that's still bagged up is the AMK Pro. I'm not really aware of the subtle differences between the two. Obviously the Pro is meant to be the better ones, like it's a better metal or something like that. But really just giving you a nice little look at the display. I've referenced it in a few of my videos, of course. Okay, rounding things out now. So obviously a little bit of wheeljack action down over there. You can see a bit of Huffer, Trailbreaker, Sunstreaker, all that kind of thing. Would be nice to get a side swipe, but it is what it is. There aren't really too many of him around. Okay, so yep, Hound, Jazz, very nice. Inferno's there as well. Okay, Bumblebee obviously was a really small area. Like, I didn't have Jetfire so much off to the side there. Again, I'm kind of constrained for space a bit here, really. Is what it is, of course. Obviously, I really like the Bumblebee, how it's kind of expanded now with the cards there. From a certain point of view, I will say I like the CR card from Series 3 more than the XR from the 40th. For two reasons, if I'm being honest. The first reason is that the CR card from Series 3 is the only one that you would have seen with the Cybertronian 11 that got the perfect 10. 10 across the board, right? The other reason is that I feel like this card better exemplifies Bumblebee's nature in G1. Sort of a small but fiercely loyal, you know, a lovely character, a very warm character in that way. And obviously I had to have Jetfire, such a prominent, brilliant character from, notably from obviously season 1 of the 84 show. So that kind of wraps it up, really. This is the display I've been talking about. Obviously I do plan on getting more cards graded. I've got to pick up some of the Constructicons, still sort of obviously working on that. But again, because I live in WA, obviously I'm at the mercy of how long it takes to get things out here. WA obviously does not stand for Western Australia. It stands for wait a while. which obviously we are certainly used to doing. So yeah, that's my display really. I really hope at some point they bring out a nice Unicron for 86. Okay, shut up and take my money. Okay, a quick look. I'll wrap up here anyway. It wasn't gonna be a long video. I will show you the one card that I got recently from a box of Series 2, which I will be getting graded. It is the Starscream. I think that's just the standard UR Starscream from Series 2. I'll put it in an Ultra Pro card preserver almost immediately. It is a normal UR, so it's not numbered or anything like that, but I really like the card because he's got his crown. You know, it's a really good look of Starscream, so really kind of hoping that one gets a 10, but it is what it is, we shall see. It'll be a while since my next video though, if I'm being honest. Like I said before, if you want to see me, you know, if you want to see me recording, opening any more boxes, leave a comment. Otherwise, I won't bother uploading them to the channel. Well, most likely anyway. Undecided yet, really. But obviously, yeah, Ultra Magnus, I do have an affinity for him, I'll be honest, you know. The whole thing with Ultra Magnus not being worthy, I suppose you might say, it does kind of connect with your Thor's Mjolnir, you know, like from Marvel, and how obviously there's a kind of worthiness attribute as far as Ultra Magnus obviously not being able to open the Matrix, you know. It makes for an interesting story and obviously a nice discussion, you know. So I don't really care for Pops anymore, if I'm being honest. Like, you know, when it came out, like the Unicron one there, it was like, yeah, look, I'm gonna get it, but I'm not really collecting them moving forth. I don't think they look particularly good, if I'm being honest. You know, I'd like to retire that one, possibly even sell it, if I'm being honest, especially if they do bring out an 86 Unicron, which I hope they do. So yeah, that's my display. I've been talking about it for a while and got a bit of time myself, Saturday morning here, so I thought, yeah, what the hell, I'm going to go ahead and do a recording. So yeah, that's it for me, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think of my display. I am quite proud of it, I'll be honest. I do like it. It looks the part for me. Again, the shelvings aren't great really. It's kind of not a very nice grey motif, and obviously the pillars are quite thick, all of that sort of thing. I could maybe get some LED lighting and all of that kind of thing to sort of make it look nicer, but again, I'm not really that much about that kind of jazz. I'd rather just put money into a really nice figure instead. So yeah. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and yeah, until next time.